Hey, good people, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy what you hear, please subscribe, like, and comment. I would greatly appreciate it. Today, I'm going to be giving you my review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 14, entitled Shakeups and Makeups. Without further ado, let's go. I have to say, guys, Charisse really made Karen sweat, and it wasn't the weather in Mexico. Karen was a little pressed by Charisse. Did you guys notice that? Also, as we're on the topic of Charisse, I understand her issue with Karen a lot better now. Do I still believe that Charisse is jealous because she brought all of these women together, which she does say in this episode? And Karen is kind of the one who has remained in the group and is thriving in the group. She's really a fan favorite of a lot of people who watch the show. Do I believe that Charisse is jealous because of that? She brought all of these women together and only lasted on the show for 3 years. Human nature, how can you not feel a certain type of way when you see everybody else that you brought together move on and you get the boot? So I can understand that she's jealous. I really can. Is it fair to Karen that she's that way? Absolutely not. But I mean, it is what it is, right? If you do nothing else, just own that at least. So they have continued their fight from last week's episode. I'm still confused by the whole fight. I do feel as if there is more to the story. I think that Karen is really upset with Charisse for bringing up the fact that she allegedly cheated on her husband. I don't think it has anything to do with Karen's mom. I do believe that Karen using the excuse of her mom and her grief, it is a deflection, 100%. I believe it's because of the cheating rumors that Charisse brought to the show. On Charisse's end, like I've already said, she's jealous of the fact that Karen is the HBIC in the group. Robin questions Karen and says, so you've pretty much been lying to us the whole time, saying that you're fine with Charisse and you're really not. Charisse brings up the fact that both she and Karen have mutual friends, and she knows that Karen has been to rehab. Karen is messing around with married men. It's like a whole bunch of allegations that she is throwing Karen's way. Karen says to her, sit your raggedy you know what down and shut the F up. She does not want to hear anything that Charisse is saying. According to Karen, she has never been to rehab. I was trying to figure out if Karen indeed was in rehab, what was she in rehab for? Because we've never seen Karen act out of character. Like, we've never seen her overly drinking or overly partying. Never seemed to have been on any type of drugs or anything like that. Now, I know what people allegedly are saying with Charisse having her eyes closed all the time. I don't know what Charisse is dibbling and dabbling in. Some people say maybe she's, out there doing some things herself, or maybe she's going through menopause. These are all things that people are alleging about her. But as far as Karen is concerned, I've never seen her out of it, really. I haven't. So I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know if it's true or not. But I also feel like, okay, if this woman was in rehab for a substance abuse issue or something like that, shame on you for trying to shame her about that. People go through things in life. People that have certain problems, do you think that they want to be doing what they do to try to ease the pain and different things like that? Absolutely not. And for you to try to make it out to be like such a horrible thing that she went to go seek help, if that is indeed the case, I'm looking at you kind of crazy. Like, why would you try to use that as a jab against her? Wendy at this point is over the both of them fighting. She's like, can we just wrap this up and go? So everybody decides, let's leave. Candiace brings up Mia and Jasmine, and she kind of wants to resolve the issues that they have. Jasmine's like, I don't have a problem having a conversation with Mia, but I'm not going to sit here and have a conversation in front of everybody. It should just be between the two of us. I totally agree. They have history together. Everybody doesn't need to have a front row seat into their conversation. We've already seen the ugly that some of these women bring to the show. Giselle trying to insinuate things about them and stuff like that. So I definitely would not want to have a conversation in front of the group either if I'm Jacqueline. The younger ladies of the group decide they want to have little nightcaps, so they're wherever they are dancing and having a good time. And we see that Mia and Jacqueline go off and have a conversation. The conversation really didn't go very well. Jacqueline feels hurt that Mia was lying on her, and Mia said, I didn't lie about you sleeping with married men. You have slept with married men. Jacqueline's like, wasn't Gordon married when you slept with him? Mia's like, yeah, he was, and I owned it. No shame, Mia. No shame whatsoever. You are so proud of yourself. Girl, that's horrible. Jacqueline's like, you know what? You're the devil. You're evil. Whatever it was that she was saying about Mia. She's like, I'm done with you. Our friendship is done. The one thing I can tell you for sure, Jacqueline is the one who's hurt the most out of the relationship between her and Mia. Mia can care less. And I don't know if she's putting on for the cameras. I don't know if it's because she thinks that she's found good friends with Giselle and Robin. And if she thinks that, then she's got another thing coming, because if she does comes in for another season, she will be the next target of Giselle and Robin. Trust and believe. So the next morning, Ashley is out on the beach. She wants to do a workout with the ladies. I have to say, I'm with Karen. I'm not interested. Whatever you guys have going on over there on the beach, that's between you, you and you. Okay, I'm gonna be over here drinking my Mai Tai, having a good time. Did you guys see what Candiace had on? Her beach attire to me was everything. Yes, I love that on her. Back on the beach, can someone please tell me what Giselle called herself doing? Giselle swears she be doing the most, and she really does it. I'm like, girl, go sit yourself down somewhere. In Jackie's confessional, she says that she feels like Mia has turned into a whole different person who's basically just chasing businesses and money and this, that, and the third. She probably has changed a lot. She's not the same person that you met when you were 15. And it looks like within their relationship, they've both gone different ways and view things differently. Because they seem to have had a true relationship, I hope that one day they can mend things and get back to a better place with each other. I think that when you go through breakdowns like this, I don't know if it can ever be the same. But I'm hoping that for the sake of their friendship and the amount of time that they put into each other's lives, they can get to better terms. One thing's for certain, Mia is definitely going to have to humble herself. And maybe the things that are currently going on right now in her life will help her get to a place of being humble a lot more quicker. Karen and Candiace are over there talking, and Candiace is so funny. She asks Karen how is her hand from banging on the table the night before. Karen's like, well, I don't think I was the one doing the banging. Of course, they show the replay, and she definitely was hitting the table a couple of times. She says that she now sees Charisse for who she is and that she was right for how she felt about Charisse in the past. So this yoga thing that Ashley is trying to get the rest of the women to do on the beach is supposed to enhance your sexual drive or make your experience in the bedroom a lot better. But she admits in her confessional that it has not done anything for her. She's still waiting for her nirvana. So my thing is, girl, if you ain't got nothing out of 4 years, why are you out here doing this? Move on to something else. After the yoga workout is over, Charisse and Robin come onto the beach, and Charisse is still hot and bothered by the night before. She's like, listen, I might be out here in Mexico going to jail. She feels like Karen is fake, and the night before just did not sit well with her. At this point, she is done with Karen. I definitely can understand where Charisse is coming from. As I mentioned earlier, her thing is that she showed up for Karen when nobody else in the group did, by going to Karen's mother's funeral. My thing is always this: people don't have to be nice to you. They don't have to do nice things. And we find out later on in the episode that Charisse really didn't know Karen like that. So for her to go out of her way to go to Karen's mom's funeral, I don't feel like it was her clout chasing or that it was her trying to have a moment. I feel like she went to support Karen out of the sincerity of her heart. Karen trying to turn things around and make it seem like it's something other than it's not, I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's fair to Charisse. When Charisse's father passed away, Karen literally just sent her a text that said, I'm sorry for your loss. I think that's kind of messed up. When your mom departed, she was there for you. The ladies are in the van and they're headed over to Ashley's next excursion, which is Sonota, I believe it's called. Girl, why don't these women ever try church? You know, like they always want to do these other things, but I have yet to see these women say, you know what, let's go to church. Let's pray together. Let's open the scriptures and talk about it. Like, let's just try that for a change. Karen says in her confessional that the body language between Jacqueline and Mia is really, really cold. While the ladies are on the bus, Karen asks Robin about her wedding date. Robin said that she has a date, but it's nobody's business, so she's not sharing anything with the ladies. They're like, well, can we send gifts? Like, what's going on? And Robin's like, I don't want gifts. I just want well wishes and blah, 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 blah. At this point, I really don't care. So when the women get to Sonota, Ashley has explained that swimming in the cenotes has been transformational to her in the past, and she obviously wants the women to have the same experience. The ladies, however, although some of them got into the water, most of them are complaining about the mosquitoes, and to be honest, they just look like they're ready to eat. So they sit down and eat, and Ashley wants to know if any of the ladies feel like after the shaman and the cenote, whatever it's called. Okay, I just can't get this name right. Do the ladies feel as if they are cleansed and in a good space? Robin says that there are a number of pockets that still need healing within the group. Karen asks Candiace how she is with Ashley after what happened at the show with Deborah. She wants to know, does Ashley regret bringing her to the show? You guys know that Deborah was the woman who was alleging that Chris was flirting with her at an event that Karen had earlier in the season. Ashley says that she brought Deborah because if she was Candiace, she would want to know firsthand from that person what went down. That's the thing with Ashley. Listen, you and Candiace are two different people. The way that you're going to approach something and want to hear about something is different than how Candiace wants to take and receive something. And you know that because you saw how she brought things to you. So why would you think that she would want something different? Candiace says, listen, and I'm paraphrasing what she says here. You have experienced a lot of toxic situations in your marriage, a lot of trust issues, and it's her hope for Ashley that she can have a relationship where she doesn't have to have those concerns with the guy that she's with. Candiace says, in my relationship with my husband, we don't have that issue because I know him. And that's what I was saying in my earlier reviews about Candiace and Chris, and how she was taking the Giselle information and then how she responded and took the things that Ashley had to say. Candiace never wavered in the fact that she did not believe this is what her husband did. And I was saying, like, this woman knows her husband. And here it is. She said it herself. Ashley does admit that there have been toxic elements in her relationship with Michael. Obviously, the producers show some things that happened back in the past as far as the complaint that was filed against him and Michael admitting to Ashley that he cheated on her. Wendy's like, very good. It's like, oh my God. Wendy is giving her stamp of approval. Candiace says that she feels like she and Ashley get into a good place and then Ashley sabotages them being able to move forward. And I totally agree with Candiace. Time and time again, we have seen them get into it and then make up and then Ashley turn around and do something crazy. Can you imagine the two of them on the show being friends with one another? The reads and the different comments that they would be sharing about these women. I feel like they would be a lot more entertaining. Ashley says that she is harboring resentment about things that Candiace has said in the past. And I appreciate the fact that she's being honest. She says that Candiace has said some nasty things about Ashley having a miscarriage and stuff like that before. And it's obviously been hard for her to move past it. I get what Ashley is saying. And like I said, I appreciate the fact that she's being honest. I feel like this moment between the two of them is a real grown woman moment. And it should be an example to the rest of the group how you can go through hard things with people, but still, but try to fix them and move forward. Now, I don't trust anything that Ashley is saying, to be honest with you, because as a viewer, I have said, oh my God, okay, Ashley is cool. I don't feel like I used to feel about her. And then she goes and does something that makes me irritated with her. But I'm hoping that these two can move in a better direction. Wendy does when they are all together. She, Ashley, and Candiace, they have the best of times. They are both hurt from past dealings, and she wants them to leave it there and move forward without rehashing old things. Both Ashley and Candiace agree, and like I said, I don't trust Ashley, but I'm hoping for the best. In the next scene, Ashley and Charisse have a little conversation, and Ashley just tells Charisse that she was glad to see that she stood her ground with Karen. Charisse says to Ashley that she was upset that Karen only sent a one-line text message when her father passed away. Like I said earlier, I totally get where Charisse is coming from. That's kind of messed up, and I would feel a certain type of way as well. In the next scene, the ladies go out to dinner. Everyone looked cute except for Charisse, Giselle, and Jacqueline. What did these women have on? Giselle was doing so good in the fashion department this season, but then I feel like she just took like 10 steps back with this outfit. Anywho, they start to talk at the table. They all start talking about Robin's wedding and wanting to know, like, when is it? What's going on? Robin says she does not know if she wants to have a wedding. She doesn't know if she needs to have one. The women are all sitting around looking like, girl, we know this is not about to go down between you and Juan. It's like most of them do not believe that these two are getting married. And to be quite honest, I'm over it. I don't want to talk about it. So let's move on. The only thing that I did find interesting about what Robin had to say with the planning of her wedding is the fact that her brother-in-law is getting married in Jamaica, and she and Juan are going to get married in Jamaica the next day. They're not going to say anything. They're going to let her brother-in-law and his wife have their moment, but the next day they'll be getting married. Girl, I don't get it. I just don't, but whatever. Giselle, ready to get things started, says that she felt what happened between Karen and Charisse did not sit well with her. She feels like Charisse's character was assassinated, and she does not know Charisse to be a family destroyer. She knows Charisse to be honest and amazing. She says that if there is going to be a Queen of Potomac, that is Charisse. I can get with everything that Giselle is saying, up until the point where she talks about Charisse being the Queen of Potomac. Why are these women so stuck on this title, the Grande Dame, the Queen of Potomac? To me, that's so childish. Like, how old are you? Don't nobody care about who the Queen of Potomac is? And why can't it be both Karen and Charisse? Why does one have to be less than the other? Really? So Karen says, because it involves me, just stop. She says she's had enough. She's done. Giselle says, I can share my thoughts. Karen then says, I heard what you had to say. I received it, but there is nothing else for me to discuss about this issue. Here goes Robin trying to chime in. Karen's like, can I enjoy my meal, please? Robin feels like what Karen is saying is that everybody else can be held to a certain standard and she can't. Like they could be held to the fire, but Karen cannot. Karen says that's not what she was saying, but she is done. Robin says, I'm not done. Karen says, okay, I am. You'll be talking by yourself. I hollered when she said that. Like, girl, you can be over here having your little conversation, but I'm not going to be a participant in it. I'm going to be right over here and you'll be over there talking to yourself. So Robin continues her speech and Karen is like, please don't discuss that. My grief is my mother. In Robin's confessional, she says that Karen knows how to deflect from real issues and conversations and calls her crafty. She feels as if Karen holds shields up, and the shields that she holds up are Ray, her daughter, and her mother. Charisse has now found her voice and she says she knows grief, and if anyone is trying to be kind in your moment of need, she would not look at it like it was a negative. She says that she worked her you-know-what off to bring this group together. Karen says, yes, you did a great job, but let's be clear, I wasn't on your list. Charisse says, no, you weren't on my list because I did not even know you. But you should thank God for me because you sat at my table and someone thought that you were a friend of mine and recommended you onto the show. So this is the first time that I've ever heard. I do know that Charisse was the one to bring everybody together, but I assumed that she and Karen had some type of relationship, especially if you look at all the stuff that people are saying online, and I know that we can only take that with a grain of salt, but people are like, you know, Charisse knows a lot of information about Karen, and that's why Karen is pressed, and blah, 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 because they've been friends for years. According to what we just heard, that is not the case. And again, what Charisse is saying definitely, to me, supports my opinion about the matter, which is that Charisse is jealous of Karen because she built the group and Karen took the group over. Sometimes in life, you are the person that forms something, but you're not the person who's designated, if you will, to push it forward. So yes, Charisse brought this group together, but Karen has been the anchor moving this group forward, and it is what it is. So here goes Robin again. She says that one day people will see Karen for who she really is. She calls Karen a BSer and someone who dances around the truth, trying to fool people. She wants Karen just to say that she does not want Charisse around, and that's why she's trying to drum up issues with Charisse. I could potentially get with Robin and everything that she's saying, except for who it's coming from. Robin, how dare you sit up here and try to defend Charisse, who we know that you're very good friends with, but you have seen the way that Mia has treated Wendy, and you don't find no issue with that. Still to this day, Robin doesn't see anything wrong with the way that Wendy was treated that night, and that's crazy to me. So everything that you're saying, it sounds great, but it doesn't sound great coming from you. In my opinion, you're a hypocrite. Karen apologizes to the group. Back at the table, Karen apologizes to the group and says that she's sorry they were in the middle of everything that happened between she and Charisse the night before. Robin says, so you can apologize to the group but not Charisse for the nasty things that you said about her? Well, they both said nasty things to each other. Why does it have to be Karen apologizing? Charisse owes Karen an apology too. Candiace then has something to say. Candiace says, apologize to the group and not the person that was smacked with a margarita. Karen is like, wait, what did you say? Candiace says that it was triggering to her when Mia apologized to the group and not to Wendy. Mia said, because I'm not sorry to her right now. You know what? At least for the first time, Mia is being honest. Wendy said, you're not sorry for assaulting someone? Here goes Mia. I didn't assault you. Wendy asks her, does she know the definition of what assault means? And of course, Mia, deflecting, asks Wendy the same question because she probably does not know. Wendy says it's unlawfully putting your hands on somebody, and I did not give you permission to touch me. Now, these two are going back and forth, throwing all of these legal terms around. And one thing's for certain, two things for sure, Wendy knows her stuff. Wendy is a very intelligent woman. Mia's over here trying to talk about defamation of character. She says that she gave Wendy information that someone else shared with her, and she was being a friend to Wendy, and Wendy did not get the memo. Now, I don't know why she said that to Wendy. Wendy says to Mia, don't talk to me about being a friend when you can't even be a friend to Jacqueline, who you've been friends with for 30 years. And I said, oops, mighty quiet on that side of the table, my lord. Wendy went on to say, let's talk about the sequence of events. Since you were talking about defamation of character, you went around to everyone in the group saying that I called your husband gay. Mia says, you did. Wendy says, I never said that. Mia, you said he was sleeping with a man. Wendy, did I call him gay? Because I never said that. And I have to say, Wendy is right. She never said Gordon is gay. Wendy goes on to say, how do you know when I say you are sleeping with men and women that you are not the one sleeping with the man? You jump to conclusions. And I said, oop, she got her on that. Mia says she does at the extent of foolishness and negativity. Wendy's like, girl, you threw a drink in my face. Like, how dare you talk about somebody being negative when you're the one who threw the drink in my face? These two go back and forth again. Mia then says, what's wrong with a man sleeping with a man? And I'm sitting here like, so are you saying that your husband slept with a man, or are you trying to make it seem like Wendy is a homophobe or something like that? They bring up the situation with Peter again, and I don't really want to go into that either. Go back and listen to my reviews if you can, or go back and watch the episodes where they talked about Peter Thomas and his girlfriend, but I can't get back into that. When Wendy said to Mia she did not throw anything at her because she has real ish to lose, I felt that thing, okay? I felt what she was saying to my core. And when she went on to call Mia a gutter, you know what? I was like, oh Lord. You done really made Wendy mad now. Shame on you, Mia. You didn't learn your lesson from the last time. When are these women going to realize that Wendy and Candiace are not people that you want to be going back and forth with? When are they going to understand that? Anywho, Candy asks Mia again, do you regret throwing the drink in Wendy's face? Mia says yes. Wendy pretty much thinks that Mia is obsessed with her and that she wants to have the life that Wendy has. I can agree with that. I really can. For whatever reason, Mia has an issue with Wendy, and I just don't understand. Is it because Robin and Giselle have an issue with Wendy, or is it because you truly are jealous, along with probably those two, of the success that Wendy has? You guys let me know what you thought about this episode. There was a lot to unpack here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.